I have in front of me a Kerrang magazine from November 11th, 1989. It is issue number 264 with Steven Tyler on the cover. And this is an epic fucking magazine with a shitload of great ads and cool stories. So we're going to go through that thing and see what we can find. Buckle up. Okay, here we go. Issue 264, November 11th, 89. Steven Tyler. What else do we got? Oh, there's going to be a huge fucking pullout of Skid Row and Vain. Oh, can it get any better than that? Article on Bon Jovi. This is right after they went to Russia for the Make a Difference Foundation, those concerts over in Moscow. There's stuff on Fish from Marillion, Joe Satriani, obviously Marillion, Little Angels, Whitesnake, Michael Schenker, Zodiac Mind Warp, and Balaam and the Angels. So, let's get into it. What do we got here? Oh, Ozzy, one more tour, then I quit. That was November 11th, 1989. How many fucking, well, I know I saw him in the mid-2000s. So we're not going to read all the articles, but Ozzy Osbourne will be retiring from live performance permanently at the completion of his next world tour. Mooted, whatever the fuck that means, to take place at the end of next year or the beginning of 1991. And I know, because I kind of looked through this, he's talking about not wanting to fuck up his family. Not if I want to keep my wife and my children together. Right now, that is more important than anything. Well, hey, the guy's still married, so fucking kudos to him. And hey, look at how Sharon used to look. Sharon is one person who benefited with time. She actually, not that she's ever been hot, but she definitely got better looking than this. So, okay. So there's a little bit on Ozzy. I like these, these, they just give little blurbs on bands and shit that's going on. I don't know what they call it, but so here's Skid Row, Blast, Hammy, whatever the fuck that means. Skid Row will wind up their debut UK headline tour with their first major London show. They're going to play the Hammersmith with Vain, so that's why we get the Vain Skid Row poster. This is talking about, if you remember, after they went to Russia, all the bands that played that concert, Skid Row, Cinderella, Bon Jovi, Motley Crue, Gorky Park, Ozzy, Scorpions, they put out an album called the Make a Difference Foundation, whatever. Oh, Stairway to Heaven, Highway to Hell it was called. And so there's, the songs, My Generation by Gorky Park, Skid Row, that was a great version of the Sex Pistols' Holiday in the Sun. So anyway, talking about that album. Kiss was supposed to tour in the UK, and apparently that was delayed, but they're talking about hitting the UK with the full production, blah, blah, blah. Bon Jovi have amassed 40 hours of concert tapes for a planned double live LP. That did not come out then. Shit, when did they put out a live album? They put out that One Wild Night. That wasn't around this time, though. So anyway, let's see. Wants to work with Bruce Fairbairn again. Blah, blah, blah. Keel have parted company with Brian J. Torino. Okay, this was interesting. Remember, this is 1989. In November when this was released, so these things obviously happened earlier, before that. Eddie Sachs Hagar re-enlists Diamond Dave. Guitar god Eddie Van Halen made a shock announcement on Australian radio last week when he told listeners Diamond Dave is back in the band, Sammy Hagar is out. But check this out. Talking to Sydney FM station, blah, 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 last Thursday, the Axeman was slurring and sounded a little bit out of it. So obviously he's wasted and calling in for an interview. But also stated that Van Halen would play some club dates down under in Australia. Eddie was phoning in to record an interview with a DJ. However, the jock had called in sick, so Van Halen was put on air live when he was called. A spokesman for the station, which was inundated with calls following the broadcast, said we can confirm that it was Eddie. David Lee Roth's publicist told Mayhem the idea was bullshit I was with David last night, and it's not true. The only way he would rejoin was if Eddie left. VH's manager was unavailable for comment, and I bet Van Halen's manager was fucking pissed that Eddie's getting drunk and saying shit like that, because obviously Sammy was still in the band for another 7 years after this. So, what do we got over here? More blurbs. If I don't see a band that I'm not interested in, I'm not going to read about it. Scorpions will release, that was a massive album, a compilation, but it did really well. Best of Rockers and Ballads. CD version will feature an extra track, okay. White Heat, the band are the latest, had their career guided by Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora. So did we ever hear anything about White Heat? I think I've heard of them, but I don't remember like having their album or anything. What else do we got? What's up here? German rockers Accept have canceled their U.S. tour following the departure of their drummer, Rat. Ooh, look at this. Rat, fallen stars who look to be facing an uncertain future. Remember, this is after Reach for the Sky came out, which, went platinum. But it says now they seem sure to record another album. The band have signed with management. And it says guitarist Warren DeMartini will also record a solo album. Well, that didn't happen. But we know that the next Rat album was their last. Detonator came out in 1990. Great album, but only went gold. Whitesnake simultaneously released their new album Slip of the Tongue and single Fool for Your Lovin' through EMI. The recorded version of Fool will be backed by Slowpoke Music, while 12-inch and CD versions add a live version of Walk in the Shadow of the Blues. Blah, blah, blah. Former Dokken guitarist. So now Dokken has broke up. George Lynch has finalized the lineup of his new outfit. Snappily monikered Lynch Mob features former Ferrari vocalist Oni Logan, drummer Mick Brown, and bassist Anthony Esposito. Begin work on their debut album, tentatively titled Divide and Rule, which that didn't come to be. Meantime, Lynch's former cohort Don Dokken is still in the process of putting together a new band. It currently features John Norum, Billy White, and former King Diamond drummer Mickey D. Well, they would put out Up From the Ashes. And I think they got Peter Baltus was the bass player, right? Ex-Black and Blue bassist Pat Young was also part of the band, but has since departed. So apparently he was in Don's band for a little while. Signed to Elektra. Okay, what else do we got? Oh, the soundtrack to Shocker. The new film from Nightmare on Elm Street creator Wes Craven has been released. And I will just show you now that we see that. Look at the ad on the back page for the Shocker soundtrack. I'll show you that. Megadeth, Iggy Pop, Dangerous Toys, Dudes of Wrath, wasn't it? Or Dudes of Wrath, okay. And, all right. So let's get back here. Shocker, I'm not going to read through all that. Glam Titans Silverwing. Who the fuck are they? Never heard of them. Let's see. Judas Priest have parted way with Dave Holland. No longer wishes to tour. Blah, Romeo's Daughter. Blah, blah, blah. What do we got up here? Ooh, who's that? Oh, Lisa Dominique. Yeah, I used to see a bunch of ads for this chick, and she's obviously hot. But I don't know what kind of music she had. So, anyway. New York rockers Circus of Power begin work on their second album, as yet untitled. I'm a fan. I'm not I really like Circus of Power. Now I can't remember what that album was called. I think they had a self-titled album. Then they had another one. Then there was Vices, I think it was called. And there was a couple more. Okay, don't know. I'm not going to talk about. But Jeff Healey, remember, was in the movie Roadhouse. He was actually in the movie and played music for the album. Balaam and the Angel. I've heard a little bit about them. I actually liked him a little bit. Ad for Fool for Your Lovin' from Whitesnake. Very cool. Comes with a poster bag. Former Hanover Rocks frontman Michael Monroe has finalized the lineup of his new band. Paul Garisto played with Iggy Pop for a while. Smash Gladys bassist. Okay, Monroe plans to tour throughout the U.S. Danzig's self-titled debut album be re-released. Ian Hunter and Mick Ronson released their long-awaited reunion album. And, Roadrunner have released Slayer's classic EP. Okay. Let's move on. What's next? I think this is just letters. I'm not going to look at this. But kick-ass ad for Janie's Got a Gun. Remember the Pump album sold like 6 million copies. So this is unusual. Kerrang would have ads for certain songs. You never saw this in America. This is only an overseas thing. And then, obviously coincides with the UK tour. And look, obviously that tour did well because these yellow marks mean all those dates are sold out. So only one concert hadn't sold out at the time. All right, let's move on. Here's an article on Fish, who was the singer for Marillion. And I like some Marillion, but I'm not going to go over that. Very cool half-page ad for Kiss for Hide Your Heart off the Hot in the Shade album. Strictly limited edition 7-inch red vinyl. Also had a 3-track 12-inch vinyl CD single. So that's pretty cool. I think I have one of those framed in the House of Hair somewhere around here. Here's an Iron Maiden ad for the video Made in England. Over 90 minutes of 90 fired up minutes of live Made in England. Maiden blah 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 filmed in Birmingham in the UK. So some shit that's on it. Directed by Steve Harris. The single Infinite Dreams. Okay. So that's cool. This is about death metal. I'm not going to go over any death metal because I don't give a shit about death metal. But if you like it, hey, good for you. Okay, here's the reviews. And they used to have really, I thought good reviews. Like Hit Parader and Circus, they were always kind of short and just felt like they were all written by the same person, which I think they may have been. But here, so we got review 3 stars for White Snake, Slip of the Tongue. Here you can pause that if you decide you want to read it. And 3 stars is probably right because I liked it, but I wasn't like, I wasn't like huge on it, but damn it, it got a big review, full page review. Here you see, shit, they were really pumping the Skid Row Youth Gone Wild single because I know in this magazine there is actually also a full page ad for Youth Gone Wild. What else do we have? 4-star review for Little Angels, Don't Pray For Me. I've honestly not really listened to that very much, though I do know of them. 4 stars for Michael Schenker Group, Save Yourself. Here, if you want to read that, you can pause it. Here, if you want to read that Little Angels review, you can pause it. Here's an ad for Wolfsbane for Shaken. Oh, and remember fucking Hard and Heavy? Those videos, geez, I used to love watching those. Here's an ad for Volume 4. What do we got here? Joe Satriani for Flying in a Blue Dream, 4 stars, or 4K is what they called it. Then we got Steve Gaines, who was from Leonard Skinner, Bolt Thrower, not my bag. Nasty Savage, I think I remember hearing about them. For the Shocker soundtrack, you got 4K, and the highest is 5. I do think they gave an album 6K once. Devastation, Balaam and the Angel. I like some of their stuff. And again, Volume 4, Hard and Heavy. And let's see, imports. This is Lord Tracy. Their singer was in fucking Pantera. And Terry Glaze was his name. Yes, Terry Glaze. This is a really cool album, and they had a lot of like humor in it. But there was, so they did funny shit. They had a song about piranhas. They had a really cool ballad, I think, called Foolish Love. This is a good album, but it bombed. Benny Mardones, I've heard of him. Diamond Rex, heard of them. Don't know much about them. Angelus. What's Bo Nasty? Dirty but Well Dressed. That got a major label release in America. I like it. I don't know if I love it. It's decent. And then look at this fucking thing. Full page ad for Youth Gone Wild. And coincide with their tour. And I think this was going to be with Vane. What does this say? Skid Row will be signing copies of their album at Shady's, 17th Street, Anne's Court, London, November 10th. That's cool. Had a 3-track 12-inch, includes Making a Mess. Initial quantity is a 7-inch. A poster sleeve. I think I may have that with the poster sleeve. I have so much shit, I forget. This Week in Metal, we're not going to go over that. Here's an ad for, who's this? Gringos Logos. What the fuck? Never heard of that. Little Angels for their Don't Pray For Me, their debut album. I think these guys did fairly well, at least overseas. And for their tour, let's keep going. Okay, Shaving. Sometimes they would have ads here and a lot of centerfold posters, and there is a centerfold poster, but whatever. Okay. Singles. And they would have band guys review singles. So very short of space, just room to say guest reviewers, Dave Snake Sable from Skid Row, Mo Berg from Canada's The Pursuit of Happiness, and Ricky Warwick from The Almighty. So I don't know if they got these guys on a conference call and reviewed this, but here they're reviewing Vane Beat the Bullet. And Vane would be touring with Skid Row. I like the groove, I like the feel, but I've got no idea what he's singing about. Hardly surprising. It sounds as though the lyrics were written by a 3-year-old. This is good. It's got a good feel to it. Bit one, what the fuck? Bit one dimensional though. I liked it the last time it came out, and I still bloody do. So, okay. Aerosmith, I love, on Janie's Got a Gun. Snake, I love this. We were jamming with these guys in Canada. I asked Perry what he could possibly do solo-wise for this. And then he comes out with that guitar sound. Great. Yeah, the guitar has an incredible sound, blah, blah, blah. Dealing primarily with child abuse. So, bad English, $20. Says they shit on this song, When I See You Smile. I used to love this song because my first girlfriend in high school, bitch, broke my heart. But this was our song, When I See You Smile. Okay, if I get the big jobbies on this one, Phil, whatever that means, or if I do the big, I really thought that when Sean got this together, he was going to be putting his guitar into it, like the stuff he was doing with HSAS or Sean and Hammer. This is just limp, nothing. Look, it's #1 in the States. That must mean something. Okay, Jeff Beck, Iron Maiden, Infinite. I met Iron, so he was like my hero. This is dreadful. It isn't giving me a hard on in any way whatsoever. It's useless. No, I've never been a Maiden fan. So, okay. Kiss, Hide Your Heart. It's difficult to believe this is the same band we all used to love. I mean, whatever happened to Cold Gin? It's just terrible. That's Snake Sabo, and they fucking worship Kiss. I'm surprised to see him be so down. You might even expect them to lie just because they're big Kiss fans, and maybe you want to get on a Kiss tour. Anyway, exactly, they were really exciting, a real spectacle, and now, God, this is so average. Holy shit. Surprisingly dreadful. What am I doing? Even for them, they even started drafting other songwriters in to help them put out this drivel. Man, they shit all over that. Okay, Jeff Healey, not going to go over that. The Cult, Sun King. Great, I love the way this builds. Snake Sabo, I love the Electric album. That had an amazing edge to it. I don't mind this stuff, though. It builds really well. Okay. So there's the reviews. Here's an ad for Bonham, The Disregard of Timekeeping, black and white. So they have, and only a half page, so the record label obviously wasn't spending a ton of money on that. View from the Bar. What's this? I'm not going over that. What does this say? David Coverdale, blah, 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 Wolfsbane. Okay, we're going to keep going. Guitar stuff, guitar ad. I'm not going over this. Here is the big, and I'm not going to take this out, but here you can see part of the Skid Row centerfold. You can see Sebastian's wearing a shirt from the Make a Difference from the Moscow tour, but that's a kick-ass poster. Here's the other, you see Snake and Rachel, and like I said, I'm not going to take it out, but here you can see part of the vein, the other side, fucking A. And just if you want a refresher, there's what they're both going to look like. Those are the posters. Okay, let's keep going. Little blurb on MSG on half a page. And more of a story on Macaulay Schenker Group. I like some of their stuff, but I wasn't huge on them. This is a great album. Shy. I think in America it got called Shy England, Misspent Youth. And check out the song Give It All You Got. Fuck, that song rules. This is a cool ad. More on MSG. Okay, I'm kind of breezing through. I'm not going to read this about fucking about amplifiers and shit. We're going to go over that. Okay, so there was a lot of controversy about the show in Moscow because Bon Jovi ended up being the headliner, but some other bands, like I think Motley Crue, you know, thought that maybe they were going to headline anyway. Like Motley Crue ended up dumping Doc McGee as their manager. So I think this article is going to be about that. After all the dirt dished out by Motley Crue about Moscow, Doc McGee, and the New Jersey syndicate, John Bon Jovi has at last decided that it is his time to talk. And when the stars talk, they talk first to Kerrang. In this case, to Steve Mascord, our man down under, straight from the horse's mouth. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Ready? Okay. It's all down to a Red Army soldier with fireworks. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I'm not going to read that. But anyway, that's kind of cool. I don't know if you can fucking pause that and read that. That might be too far away. But Metal Guide, I think this might be like concerts in the UK. I'm not going to go over all that. Is there any cool concerts here? No, but I know coming up here, like, ooh, here's an ad for the Cult with Claytown Troop in November. Check this out. Skid Row with Vane. How much? Oh, I'd fucking give anything to have been at that show. Kick ass. Here's Thunder. Sabbath with his Zentrix. Faster Pussycat on the Wake Me When It's Over tour with Dangerous Toys and the Almighty. I don't know any of these guys. Balaam and the Angel. Choir Boys. Let's keep going. Okay, here's a big article on Aerosmith and the Pump album. Ever since the mighty Aerosmith announced their long-awaited British dates back in June, Neil Jeffries has been frothing at the mouth in anticipation, blah, blah, blah. Aerosmith is his favorite band. But anyway, big article, picture of Steven Tyler. Steven Tyler, been a long time since we rock and rolled. Okay. And here's another, okay, it's not the absolute centerfold because the centerfold was already back, but 2-page poster of Aerosmith. More of that article. Ad for Joe Satriani flying in a blue dream. Pretty cool. And I'm not a big fan. I'm not big on shredders. Then here's all the ads, like, you know, musicians wanted and records for sale, shit like that. Here is concert reviews. Shit, I almost want to read this. I don't think I'm going to. Maybe you can pause it and check this out. But here's a review from Motley Crue, White Lion, and Skid Row at Wembley. Look, this is kind of a half-assed review. So I'm not going to stop but maybe, like I said, you can pause it if you want to read that. Here's a picture of Nikki Sixx. There's Mike Tramp. Okay, let's see. Hard as a Rock. More concrete foundations for him in Hollywood. Must be Icon. Okay, so like this must have been a 3 or 4 day event. Saturday. I'm not gonna go. Who's this? Steve Jones, who was in the Sex Pistols. Shotgun Messiah. I'm not gonna go through all that. Here's a review of Marillion in Paris. Fuck, it doesn't. Okay. Here's Great White, Jack Russell. Here's a review, a shit review, because this one would be all full if it was good, for Zodiac Mind Warp. Man, they used to be in Kerrang a lot. Remember the song Prime Mover? It's a great song, but man, they disappeared. Great White and Tesla in Binghamton Arena. So if you want to read that review, that's decent. It's not like all the way. Let's keep going. We're almost done. Wolfsbane in, is that fucking New York? Whatever the fuck that is. High Bias, never heard of them. See Bon Jovi and Dan Reed live. Okay, here's some ads. Okay, here's the top albums of the week. Fucking, let's see. Yeah, top albums. Hot in the Shade. Wow. Appetite for Destruction still. Pump. Trash. Richard Marx. Suck my dick. Yngwie Malmsteen. Adrian Smith. Precious. Georgia Satellites. Motley Crue. Marillion. GNR Lies. Skid Row at number 13. FM. Bon Jovi. Def Leppard. Hysteria. Bon Jovi. Slippery. Wow. Overkill. Meatloaf. Dogs D'Amour. Lou Gramm. Aerosmith. Meatloaf. Anderson. Blah, blah, blah. Permanent Vacation. Gun. Anyway, Bryan Adams. Reckless. What the fuck? The Cult. Michael Monroe. Not Faking It. Faster Pussycat. Wake Me When It's Over. Zeppelin. Poison. Open Up and Say Ah. AC/DC. Back in Black. Shit. No Fuel Left for the Pilgrims. I love that thing. Top videos. Not going to really read through that. What are the top singles? Fish. Dr. Feelgood. 7 O'Clock by the Choir Boys. Jim Steinman, who wrote all the songs for Meatloaf. Bed of Nails by Alice Cooper. Sleeping My Day Away. That song fucking rules. Gun. I've been getting into Gun lately. Love in an Elevator. Let's see. Rocks Gang. Jeez, that album deserved better. Scratch My Back. Give It All You Got. Just talked about that. Shy. Night Train. Lay Your Hands on Me. And I'm not going to go through all the indie metal or the imports. But we finish up with Shocker, the soundtrack. There's the ad for that. So there you go. We just finished going through issue 264 from November 11th, 1989. Hey, if you like this stuff, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. Because I can just read this shit on my own. But if you're like, hey, man, I like seeing these old mags and hearing about what was going on and what they were talking about, then let me know. Because, fuck, I've got 8 billion. Look at this stack. Look down on my floor. Shit. On my floor, I've got magazines all over the fucking place. So I'm just an avid collector. So I'll do more of this if you want. Hey, hope you dig it. Like, subscribe, what the hell, ring the bell. And hey, whatever you can do to support the channel. I just appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoyed that. Until the next video comes out, my name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. Take care of yourselves.